What's up, everybody? This is Big Herc with Fresh Out, right after the Penitentiary, and I'm here with the homie Nummy Num.
What's happening?
From, it got 5 on it, you know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to be introduced to the gentleman, and he's going to tell his story and what he went through. And I'm going to let him go ahead and take it from here and do an introduction.
What's going on, Nummy now? It's my barber dude right here. I don't pay him shit, just to let y'all know. I don't pay him nothing.
Since he had 5 on.
For real. But yeah, man, Nummy, man.
So Num, tell the people like a little bit, give them some background in case some of these youngsters out there, they don't know what's happening with, you and the scene and what you've been through, how you grew up, trying to give them a little bit of background about yourself.
Oh, well, from Oakland, California. Made the song, I Got 5 on it. Started with a group called the Luniz. You know what I mean? Now I'm solo, but me and Yuck did 3 albums together. If y'all know Yukmouth, you know what it is. 3 albums together. Lunatic Music, the Operation Stackola album, and the Oakland Raiders album. And I went to prison after that.
What was the incident that led to you going to prison?
I was fucking with a female from the FBI, and it's my broad actually, and she had my baby. Well, she wanted to have my baby. And I told her, nah, you gotta get an abortion. So she looked at me and told me, I'm gonna put you in prison, nigga. It was a lot more to the story, but basically that's what it is, and that's what she did.
Oh shit.
Yep.
So can you describe as far as what happened, how they go about charging you or arresting you to basically take you eventually to prison? How'd that come about?
Well, when they got me, I was at the house barbecuing, and I saw a police car go down the street, and I thought I recognized somebody in the back. And about 10 minutes later, 2 cops come walking up the street. It's like, are you Garrick Husbands? I'm like, yeah. I thought they was coming about the noise, telling me to turn the radio down and all that shit, but they did. It was like, yeah, well, put your hands behind your back. We're gonna arrest you for domestic violence. I'm like, domestic violence on who? And then they said the girl name. I was like, okay. Me and her we just got into it. You know what I mean? I slapped the shit out of her, I ain't gonna lie. We got into it. She tried to swing. She missed. Don't swing at me, because I'm going to knock your ass out, period. I don't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman. That's how I feel to this day. I'm going to still feel like that forever. So I slapped the shit out of her. She called them boys on me. So when they came walking up and said they was arresting me for domestic violence, I asked them the name. They told me her name. They took me down. Was in jail for about maybe 2 days until I bailed out. I bailed out. They called my lawyer after that and said he needs to turn himself back in again. And I was like, for what? It was like, man, they saying that you beat her, you kidnapped her, all this type of shit. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not coming in for that. I'm like, fuck y'all, I didn't do this shit, I'm not coming in. So they chased me for almost about two years. They looking for me. They had posters all over my mom's neighborhood, everything. They was looking for me for a while. I was on tour. They would come in. They would be at the back door.
Different city.
They would be at the back door. Bounty hunters would be at the door trying to get in. They arrest me. But all the security and shit, for the club, I would already tell everybody, they might come for me. So y'all got to keep them out until I get off stage and I can get up out of here. So they would be back at the back door. I'm talking about in the parking lot and everything, waiting for me. But I already had security and everybody waiting to run me up out of there. So they never caught me. But one day I had just bought a new house in Sacramento. Okay. And I'm there barbecuing too. About 8 o'clock the next morning, police come banging on the door. They surrounded the whole area. There was nowhere I could go. So eventually I just came out and gave myself up. Wasn't seen again on the streets for 7 years.
Damn. So her accusations basically with no evidence, no proof.
Doesn't matter, it's a woman.
Yeah.
It's a woman against a black man, period. Plus she worked for the FBI. I mean, what was I gonna say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't believe shit I say. I'm a rapper. First of all, I'm a rapper, woman beater.
Yeah.
That's how they painted me. So you gone, no matter what.
So what was the court process like as far as once you actually were in custody? How'd that go? I mean, you had you most likely had a paid attorney.
Yeah.
I mean, so and it was state.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you have to take a plea deal? Did you go to trial or?
Nah. They when I first got into county, all I heard was, hey man, if you don't bail out because you'll lose the time that you spend in there if you do get sentenced. You know what I mean? Which I'm glad I did, because I spent 2.5 years in county fighting this. And once I did get sentenced, I went towards that sentence, you know what I mean? So I'd have been in there much longer. I'd have did more time. If I'd have bailed out, I'd have spent way more time in there, you know what I mean? So once I went to court after 2.5 years, it was so long going to court. I'm like, fuck this shit. It's called bullpen therapy, man. You sit in them courtrooms and them bullpens for that long. You're like, man, I'm just tired of this shit. I'm sick and tired of this shit. My lawyer wanted to keep it going. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. So they offered me, first they was offering me something like 23 years. You know what I mean? I had kidnapping and terrorist threats and all this shit. You know what I mean? Shit that wasn't true, of course, but it still had it on me. So I got to deal with this. And once it looked like to me that I really wasn't going to beat it and I was going to have to go to trial on all this shit, and if I did lose, I'm getting 23 years? Nah, man, I got kids to worry about, and I got a career on the outside. So they brought it down to 8 years. I said, give it to me, man. I was already in there for 2.5. What I do, 4.5 more, I'm gone.
So after you got sentenced, man, what was going through your mind?
Nothing. Get to the pen and do this time and get home.
So while you were in the pen, I mean, how did you occupy yourself? I mean, coming in there, you had some, you know, I know you had a little bit of celebrity status and people knew about you. I mean, how were you able to kind of like, you know, do your program while you were in there? How did you deal with that?
I knew a lot of people, but that was when I was when I went to San Quentin first. Okay. And when I got up there, I was in reception for about 45 days, and I had to go to the hole, because I had got endorsed to Quentin. When I got endorsed, I went down to what they call H unit. That's where you're gonna stay and do your time. Okay. And when I got down there, I heard that the girl that put me in, I heard her brother was in the pen, in there with me. So I was like, all right, I know what I gotta do. Gotta go directly to this dude, let him know we gotta get down, because I already know you want it, because you think I did this shit to your sister. So I went up to old boy, like, come on out at yard time. So he said, all right, cool. When I came out the yard time, police come gaffing me up, talking about, you got an enemy in San Quentin. You can't be here no more. So they took me, shipped me to the hole. Was in the hole for about 5 months, waiting to see where I was gonna go next. When I got to the hole, there was a lot of cats in the hole. They was rapping, singing. The hole is a whole different type of thing. So, and I hadn't, mind you, for 2.5 years in county jail, I hadn't wrote a rap. I couldn't write nothing. But when I got to that hole and I saw them cats in there singing and rapping, you know what I mean? Really, that's where all the talent is in prison, no bullshit. Yeah. But when I got in there and I saw them cats doing their thing and having fun in there doing that, I mean, as much fun as you can have in the pen, it put a fire into my ass, you know what I mean? And I started writing again. Wow. So the rest of my time in prison, that's how I did my time, writing.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Good shit. What, you know, I know going to the state is a little bit different than in the feds. I was in the feds, but what was the craziest thing you saw while you were in the state?
Saw a lot of shit. I saw niggas jump off the 5th tiers and kill themselves. I saw motherfuckers ODing. I saw niggas getting hit right in front of me, you know what I mean? Yeah. I saw it all in the pen.
Yeah, I know it's no joke over there. What, as you got closer to your release date, what'd you do to prepare yourself? Was there anything that you kind of like, you know, usually when you start beginning of your time, you're in one mind frame, but as you get closer, you start thinking about things you want to do when you get out.
I didn't have to prepare myself. I was always on the streets in my mind. Okay. I was never in that penitentiary, ever. And that's how I did my time. I never felt like I was there.
Did you have a lot of support and family support, friends and family on the street?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah.
What was the first thing you did once you got out?
I went to IHOP and ate. That's what I did. Yep. I wasn't worried about pussy or none of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I went and ate some food, man. I was tired of them spreads, that motherfucker.
Damn,
Seven,
fish, top ramen,
man,
mackerels, and-
all of that.
And Dorito chips.
Yeah, I went straight to the first restaurant I saw, and it was IHOP.
As far as getting out, I know, for a lot of people, just getting back into the groove of things, or trying to reacclimate in certain situations, or trying to play catch up. I mean, what was the hardest thing for you?
Okay. Getting to know my daughter again and my son. That was the one thing right there. That was the hardest thing to do, because she remembered me when she was 7, and I never let my kids come visit me in prison, county, none of that. I didn't want them to see their daddy under somebody else's authority. I am the authority at the house. You know what I mean? So I didn't want them to see that, so I never let my kids come. So she had never saw me, and my son they didn't see me for 7 years. So that was the hardest thing, to get them to know me again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was hard, because it's like you want to, if they do something wrong, you want to put that authority and tell them, no, you can't do that. But how you going to do that after 7 years? Nigga, we ain't seen you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really, a kid can act like you can't tell us shit. And if they did act like that, I couldn't have been mad. I left them, for a mistake that I was involved in. You know what I mean? So I really couldn't be mad at them. So that was the hardest thing. It was my children.
And what do you have going now? I know you said we know you did music in the past, and I know you got some stuff going on, but what do you have as far as you're focused on now, some of your goals, some of the things you're working on?
Well, when I got home, my son was one of the rawest people I've ever heard rapping. So we're doing his album right now. I have a lot of things that I'm going on with weed, like weed maps and all that stuff. I'm doing emojis with them, and we got a lot of stuff going on. I got an album right now that I just finished. My first album since I've been home. I got he heard it. And I got actually doing an EDM album too, electronic dance music album. Yep, okay. I'm doing that too. We got a movie that me and Yuck is working on.
Okay.
So it's a lot of stuff, man.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah.
It seems like you're keeping busy. That's good to be back on your hustle, man, and I'm glad to hear you out here doing something positive.
For sure.
Do you ever have flashbacks about prison? I know I used to have fucking nightmares.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. I watched that TV show Underground, and they say the plantation gets locked down in the show. When they called lockdown, they did it just like what they would do in prison. And I'm like, damn, I was on a plantation too. You know what I mean?
Horrible when they cut the lights off.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible, bro. But no, I really don't think about prison at all. If something happens, in daily life, and I see something that reminds me of it, yeah. But it doesn't bother me or anything like that. Not at all.
What would you say to these youngsters out there, getting in trouble on the road to prison? I mean, I try to put positive messages out there, and hopefully I can affect a couple of them. But what would you tell these guys out here now?
I can't tell them shit. There's nothing you can tell them. Nothing. Could you tell me something when I was young? Could I tell you something when you was young? We couldn't. There's nothing we can tell them. Everybody got to learn on their own. That's just how I go. I grew up with.
Ain't gonna listen.
For real. I mean, I grew up with a good family. You know what I mean? Yeah, I grew up with a great family, and they can tell me all they wanted to, but I didn't listen. I had to learn it on my own. You know what I mean? So I can't tell them shit. All right. One thing I can't tell them: you gonna learn.
I can tell you that too.
You gonna learn. Yeah. All these motherfuckers get up there and when they in their interviews and they give these youngsters advice and all that shit, they not listening to that. Shock G.
That's healthy, baby.
What's up, Playboy?
Hey, I just made a left on the Clark.
On the Clark?
Y'all need anything from Safeway or anything, or you good?
No. I'm at the barbershop right down the street.
Shock.
What's up, baby?
What's up, man? I'm at the barbershop right down the street.
Froze up.
I'm at the barbershop right down the street.
Huh?
I'm at the barbershop right down the street.
You good? Do you need anything from CVS?
Just get some beer.
Vons?
Just get some beer. Just get some beer, my nigga. Yeah.
Did you say beer?
Beer.
God damn, boy. Y'all still on that 20-year-old shit. Y'all still dorm college kids. I'm on Perrier water and fine vodka these days.
I got water at the house, nigga. I don't need.
Y'all like, nigga, we from the town. Get some beer.
That's Shock G, y'all. Crazy. Hey, I'll see you there in a second. I'm coming right now. Whatever you want to get, bro. You know, I drink Mickey's, nigga.
It makes me sick for some reason.
Mickey's.
You know, it doesn't always make me sick, but I usually catch a cold if I drink beer.
You catch a cold if you drink beer. I ain't never heard no shit like that in my
I
life.
swole up, huh?
Look.
I wish I could hear you. Oh, some Mickey's? Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
All right. I'll see you in a minute.
Mickey's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're drinking no more. Last beer I drank was Coors Light.
All right. Well, shit. It's good. I'll see you in a minute.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right.
What's that? That's weed?
I thought you hung up.
All right, my nigga.
No, it's a blue.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a blue.
I'll see you in a minute.
I'll see you in a minute.
All right. Okay, sorry about that.
So, you tell where you from? Where you grew up at?
I grew up in Sac, North Carolina.
In Sac?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my second home right there, man.
That's my stomping ground.
Yeah, buddy.
So, I go out there now, man. I'll be trying to duck, though. There's all kind of shit going on out
It's so bad out in Sac right now.
Horrible.
I don't even, when I go to Oakland, I just left Oakland. I go there, 3 hours, I'm ready to come back to LA.
That's how I feel.
No bullshit. And I love my home. I love Oakland. That's all I rep is Oakland. But yeah, it's a great place to visit. You know, you got to go down and see the family and all that shit. I'm not staying in the town. I can't live down there no more.
That's the only reason I go out there to visit relatives. If you could say anything closing to the fans out there, what would you want to tell them? And if you want to plug any of your social media stuff, you have to share with the people out there.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all know we coming with this good shit, man. Anything y'all need. Look, if y'all want to hear something from me or hear me do certain shit, hit me. What's my shit? Nummy5 that's on Instagram. No, that's Twitter. I'm all done. Just type in nummynum hashtag. You gonna get it all, man. I'm serious. I don't be remembering that shit, bro.
Pick up that album.
I don't remember that shit. My daughter, she remembered for me and my son.
They on it, man.
They know that.
I don't know how Twitter works still. I'm still trying to figure that shit
I know that little feather.
out. Yeah.
That's how I don't even see. It's a tweet, right? Nigga, I type shit and I be like, babe, send this. I really don't, you know. I got people to do it for me now. Oh yeah, just did a Tupac song with Tretch and Shock G. It's called Letter to Tupac. I just dropped a single called Doing Good Now, Nummy Numb. It's not no emo shit or nothing. Nigga, I'm doing good, nigga. You feel me? Yeah, nigga, straight out the pen, doing good.
There you have it, Nummy Numb, kicking some real shit, out here doing things that are positive. This is Big Herc Fresh Out.
I don't know if it's positive, but
We're making it happen.
making it happen.
Hey, man, thank
For
you.
sure. Appreciate it, man. No problem.